Welcome back. If you haven't strapped in yet, you better strap in now because two-time QPL champions are about to go head-to-head in the upper bracket final. In a unique situation, too, because a loss doesn't mean you're out. It just means that you go down to fight the other behemoths in the lower bracket. The winner of this matchup gets a one-map advantage in the grand final. Joining me once again, Jackie and ZSX. Gentlemen, hello. I know you're ready for this one.
Oh, more than ready. Absolutely more than ready, right? We got two fantastic competitors that have been in multiple finals together, always taking names, always shutting down the competition. Rapha's form has been unreal. k1llsen's been out the whole event. It's going to be a clash of titans.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about our two competitors. Starting first with rapha, right? A player who we expect consistency out of because they delivered consistency for a very long time. Doesn't matter what Quake title it is, rapha's name has somehow been attached to that. Here in Quake Champions, he just went through a 39-map run without suffering a single loss until finally in his matchup, who was that, versus rapha earlier, he finally dropped a map. So, rapha, I think we can all agree, is in great shape, in great form, and certainly the guy to beat in this matchup. This player from Team Liquid has shown time and time again that they are champion material, and they're looking again for potentially a repeat from the last Stage 4 finals, the Quake World Championships. And Jackie, I mean, your thoughts on the GOAT, rapha?
He speaks for himself, right? Like, his actions absolutely speak louder than words. Always just such a dedicated competitor. He'll turn up no matter what the odds are, no matter what the event is. He puts in the same level of play every time. And it's crazy how good he looked over the course of this season. Leading up to QuakeCon, I thought it was the best form we had seen from rapha, but that consistency's only carried on. And as you said, right, the fact he's just dropped his first map and it's to someone like rapha is crazy. It's taken so long for anyone to be able to actually shut him down, and even then it's just one map out of a series.
Yeah, and it could quite easily have flipped it to make it a 2-2, and that final map as well, rapha was really looking strong. And the reason is that I think k1llsen looks just as strong as rapha does, and the one area that you can unsettle rapha is if you massively out-aim him, and that's something that k1llsen's been looking mightily fine at this event so far.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up, ZSX, because, k1llsen, don't even look at the 13 weeks leading up in Stage 1. Look at his performance over the last 3 days. It's been phenomenal. You mentioned earlier you think that k1llsen can take it all the way, and I think in the form that he is, he absolutely could do that. Sure, you take some steps every once in a while, you trip, but this guy looked confident in his post-matchup interview after he took out Wenger, and I think that the fact that his opponent is rapha is not necessarily going to throw a wrench in his plans.
No.
Oh, sorry, Dan.
Jack.
Wait, I didn't even think it was. I think if anything, this will probably be the dream scenario for him because he's coming in. We've had some great games in the past where he's played against rapha. They've always had clean blows against one another. I think this is the dream sort of matchup, really. You come into it now when it matters most as well, because it's still to decide who's coming into the grand finals from the upper bracket. If you shut down rapha here, not only does it send a message, but it also goes to show that his form's undeniably sick, right?
This gives me vibes of Stage 3 finals, where rapha came off the back of that commanding performance in Poland. We went online, obviously. k1llsen wasn't looking at his sharpest, and all of a sudden he pulls a mightily good performance out of his ass and absolutely wipes the floor with rapha. So I can see that happening again. It's kind of got that feeling to it, and if someone's going to do it, I do think it's going to be k1llsen.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, in the first game when he played Wenger in his post-game interview, he said that one of the biggest changes he made was just in hardware, right? In adjusting his mouse. He talked about how he had some weird mouse manufacturing issues. He got a new mouse. He placed the CPU and everything. And, you know, whether or not that has been the secret to his success, that is what has helped him gain the confidence to find the skills that we know that he hides there deep within that k1llsen heart. So this is certainly going to be an explosive one. Let's take a look at the picks and bans, because that is going to put a lot of info into our hands. Corrupted Keep, Awoken, Deep Embrace, Blood Covenant, and Molten Falls.
Interesting to see rapha banning the Blazkowicz himself, how much he's been picking that, particularly on Corrupted Keep. So that's a rather interesting one, but having the Sorlag gives him a very similar way to keep pressure up and keep speed up. In fact, even more so with the size and stack that Sorlag brings. So that's going to be pretty entertaining. k1llsen, obviously, on the Strog can retaliate rather nicely. Awoken, k1llsen's gone for the Nyx, though. It's always a slightly risky pick, given the pressure that rapha can pull out. We've seen k1llsen do this on Awoken before to great success, but it puts a lot of pressure on him to play almost a perfect game to put it off.
I think you stopped just before the big one for me. Deep Embrace, Dan. Look at that. Wait, what are you saying, mate? Look at Rapha's pick.
I mean, unfortunately, k1llsen gets that map, right? I mean, Keel has been incredible on Deep Embrace, and Scale is like an instant map loss. So that's interesting to just give k1llsen a map like that.
Point out the best player of all time is picked to Scale Bearer. Moving on to Blood Covenant, we have Anarchy going up against the Visor. The Visor would give k1llsen a lot of utility, as you saw earlier with Razy picking that to maximize his rail game. And I think we all admit here that if k1llsen's going to win this, he has to hit a lot of rail. That goes without saying across all of these maps. Anarchy is, again, a good pick for rapha. He loves to play it, get the inject to keep the stack high, and a lot of momentum and movement. And then finishing up on Molten Falls with 2 relevant meta picks on that map. So it's nice to see k1llsen and k1llsen making it through to the end too. I can't really say anyone's got the better of the picks. I think rapha ever so slightly I would favor on the Sorlag and on the Ranger, but that's about it for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really like this. So, Jackie, any other things that stand out to you here in these pick bands?
Nothing too ridiculous. I'm kind of in a similar vein of Dan. I do think, just as a start, Corrupted Keep, as much as it should probably be close, because when Railson's out and he is good on the Sorlag, it can work out well. Sorry, not on the Sorlag, on the Strog and Pika. I feel like the Sorlag that rapha's got on Corrupted Keep's probably going to do better for him, because Keep's just so good for rapha at the minute. So just start it off with something that's going to be tasty, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, get ready for a 5-course meal, gentlemen. Jackie and ZSX are going to take the action. I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I'll be back with you on the other side.
Oh, man. Right, we can get into this like a buffet, Dan. You like a buffet, didn't you?
I do like a buffet. I feel like I've had a few. I need a few more as well.
You are looking quite small, so it would probably help. I think you need a bit more protein there, mate. Get some muscle back.
No one gave me the fake tan memo, so I'd appreciate that in advanced production for next time.
Oh, well, you know, I don't have any fake tan. I'm just naturally glowing. And so is this game, Dan. It's going to be glorious. It should actually be quite gory as well. We're starting it off with Corrupted Keep, mate. Sorlag versus Strog. Railson's been out all day. I was tweeting him this morning. I was saying I want to see some big rails today. I feel like he's going to be showing them to us. It's just a matter of will he be able to get them in when it matters.
Not on this map, mate.
Yeah, obviously not
on this map. So glad you're here. But we are going on to Corrupted Keep. It can be a hit and miss map for k1llsen. He admitted that himself. It's intense, it's fast paced, but when the pressure comes, as he said as well, sometimes it turns into his best map. So it really depends what comes out of this for him. As you said, he's on Strog and Pika, which he loves. Yeah. I would favor the Sorlag ever so slightly. rapha's going to try and bring the game to him. He loves to play at a fast tempo, and that's what Sorlag allows him to do.
No, yeah, true. Absolutely, man. Like, the Sorlag pick for me does kind of have a bit more of an edge to it. I think it's going to be fun no matter what once we kick this one off. Normally, the BJ pick's been huge on Corrupted Keep for rapha. Recent form, I think he's had one of the best BJs in the game. So, we'll see. With that aside, it looks like we're opening it up. First map, and hopefully what should be a lengthy best of 5. I'd like to see as much as possible out of this one, Dan, because we're getting 2 of the Titans. Best player in the game, really, arguably, with rapha. Hands down, a GOAT versus k1llsen, one of the big boys from EU. They've both got multiple titles, and already they are into a scrap. A lot of damage being established. rapha coming off slightly worse for wear, and k1llsen pushing his agenda already, but he goes down! A sudden burst of damage comes out from rapha, the tick damage from the spit as well, and he falls down 20 seconds in.
But the pressure still comes as he slides in. He actually doubles back rapha and catches k1llsen completely unaware. And he's got a very early 2-0 lead just before the major items as well, which will be split. rapha actually going in as well as k1llsen meeting on the bridge. k1llsen get a betting that exchange and falls back onto the Mega. I like that move to use as much of the stack, but rapha's sticking around. And k1llsen takes a lot of damage up that jump pad.
All right. 2 big kills already. rapha looking for more. Shuts down the Pika, but barely. He was nearly laid out there. He would have been out cold with a Chelsea smile. Oof. k1llsen really pushing the issue on this one, Dan. I mean, both of them are low. You wouldn't even realize that rapha had got the heavy at this point. He darts his way back over to Mega, and k1llsen will grab that, but the same can be said. They are doing so much damage per pickup here, Dan.
Yeah, and k1llsen knows the importance of just keeping the aggression onto rapha. Obviously, the big vulnerability of having such a big stack is that you're a larger champion. You take, or will be taking more damage due to the natural larger size, and k1llsen wants to abuse that fact. You can't let her hit critical mass of max stack, but she has now whittled k1llsen down to a point where he needs to just play a bit more reserved, and she comes charging through the doorway. k1llsen, again, not entirely prepared for that aggression. The Pika comes out, it won't connect, unfortunately, for him, and he's living very dangerously as rapha's now picked up both major items back to back and is on the hunt.
Dropping his way down. Brilliant play there. That rocket jump was so smooth. And off the back of it, look how bruised k1llsen is. He is lucky to at all be alive here. That would have been a 3rd kill already marked up from rapha. He doesn't have to be ridiculous about this. He'll play for the major item. He'll get the heavy. He'll probably get the Mega as well. And he is just slaughtering k1llsen at every opportunity now. Look at the amount of damage he's putting up.
Yeah, but as you'll see here, he's now rotating all 4 major items. And he will actually catch k1llsen off guard, maybe. No, he just gets rid of the Pika a little bit early, but he still will be going down. And there is nobody better in the world than rapha at rotating all major items, but using it effectively.
Oh, no. k1llsen. He's been flattened like a German pancake. And the American takes a big old bite out of that pancake. Dan, 4 kills on the board. k1llsen -1 frag at the minute. Looking more like Deadson.
Very much so. He is trying to stop rapha making that engagement for the light, and he does so effectively. Great play by k1llsen, and this is something we talked about yesterday. Slight trap of trying to play all major items is that you can be predictable, and k1llsen protects the light armor with his life. But as we see here, rapha off the spawn will just be trying to gobble up these 2 big major items. Doesn't really matter what cost. The objective for him is just not to allow k1llsen to get them.
All right, actually, that was a good little hit back in favor of k1llsen, but rapha with the LG, he'll swing back out once more, and although we're only 3 minutes into this game, there's already 5 frags that have been established for rapha, 6 if you include the fact that there was obviously the suicide on k1llsen as well. So much has been put up already. Beautiful rockets, though, firing down from the elevated angle, but the shotgun of rapha, even with the movement. Oh, that is big.
It is big, but it's an opening now as rapha's not that healthy. Hasn't got a rocket launcher just yet either. k1llsen probably not entirely aware of that. Does retreat himself to pick up some light armors, and we've got a bit of a chaotic map to start with here. rapha comes charging in, takes the health bubbles, but will be going down.
Coming into this series as well, starting off from k1llsen service, you need to stop getting served by him! But rapha with the shotty! Another kill, Dan! He just keeps winning every single encounter, finally there. Low, off the back of the previous engagement, will die to k1llsen from spawn.
Yeah, he's using every single molecule of that Sorlad's body to absorb the damage and take k1llsen down, but k1llsen catching her off guard this time. And now it's k1llsen with a bit of momentum. And some good timing on the items. What a rocket that was, hitting direct from above. Catches rapha through the teleporter, but he himself goes down. How, Jack?
Mate. rapha, 20 HP. He can afford to drop that one. 5 minutes in. A 4 frag differential between the both of them. And this is just carnage. So much aggression between either of these players. I'm glad we're seeing it. Keep certainly living up to the hype we kind of expected. Both of them are very proficient in their own regions at this map. k1llsen going back in with the LG as well. Just beaming him to death. rapha, he'll make his quick getaway. Good tags coming in with the MG as well. Oof, rocket round the corner, but the Pika tries to chase him down. rapha actually does flank out and get away, snatching the Mega in the midst of it as well. The perfect heist! But can he shut down the witness of k1llsen that's seen the crime be committed?
k1llsen survives, but for how long? He's missed out on all the resources. rapha falls back into the room with the health and armor, and will he be able to make his way over to the heavy as well, putting k1llsen in a very precarious situation. He tries to scuttle his way in to do some sort of damage, but it's just a tad late. Awkward engagement there as rapha just hops over his opponent, but you can see the stack now. k1llsen just losing a bit of timing and was out of position for both major items, and that's going to come back to bite him for sure.
He's looking fragile as well, very frail at the minute with the stack he has left, only 50. Low on ammunition as well, so his arsenal's going to be lacking. Luckily, he can grab himself the rockets and they both race for the heavy. He'll drop down as the spit comes in, the tick damage burning its way through him, backed up by the fact that rapha's just constantly pummeling him as well. The shot he's pulled out, it seemed like maybe there was a chance he could have grabbed that one, but rapha again gets a kill.
But he's made him low, and k1llsen was pushing in. He's got to be careful as rapha pulls out the shotgun. No, shut down instead. And k1llsen gets away relatively untouched. He's got the weaponry. If he can try and defend this rocket launcher, it's going to be a good opportunity for him. But instead, favouring to go pick up the lights instead, which will give rapha opportunity to move a bit more freely around the map. They catch each other both are heavy. The lightning gun is good, but not strong enough as rapha comes out on top.
You can see that he's a Metallica fan, because right now he's riding the lightning all the way to a first map victory, up by 6 at the 7-minute mark. rapha, even when he's on the back foot, he is somehow landing the big blows. k1llsen going to fall once again as well. Nice damage on the exit, so maybe he can at least trade this one back. But even then, Dan, at best, that'll be a 12-6 scoreline.
Yeah, scoreline is slipping away very quickly for k1llsen now as the pressure from rapha has been relentless throughout. k1llsen's tried to meet fire with fire, but the stack differences has come into play so many times. He's even struggling to get a single item uncontested as rapha's still raining down the pain from above, and will just be following him from the low ground with the lightning gun to finish up his prey.
Mate, he was basically just making music with the rocket there, just chaining them together. The glorious sound filling his earlobes. For k1llsen, I can imagine some of the sounds he's going to be making at the minute. Oh, all the shots landing as well. So much damage done for k1llsen. He has had a rough map so far. rapha's just been giving it time and time again, but he's been taking every single one of these items as well. Clean connection again with the MG, just leaving k1llsen in such a horrible spot, playing on top of the ledge. Spit goes out as the bile allows this one to be again quite vile. It should be a further frag, and it will be. rapha 14-5.
Yeah, and to put it into context, k1llsen's actually done more overall damage than rapha. It's just that rapha's been a spiky punching bag, absorbing every single k1llsen can throw at him and just giving it back in kind. And the fact is, as he's been doing it, he's been taking those resources away, meaning that k1llsen's never had a stack to work with. So it's just been what we would expect out of a Sorlak on this particular map, just throwing the body at k1llsen.
You're right, it's like he's punching a porcupine and his fists are just being left with spines. It's not good. It's horrible.
You never want that.
No. Well, A, because it's animal abuse, and B, because it would probably just hurt quite a lot. But this map does hurt. k1llsen's the one taking all of the pain, though. rapha setting himself up, even low on stack. He's still big on confidence, but k1llsen will get the frag. But he is down by 7, and time is way too far gone here. This opening map of Corrupted Keep's going to be picked up by rapha. 1 HP left, and again, the MG just cleans that one up.
Yeah, to put into context though, again, like this was rapha's pick. We are on k1llsen's server, but this was rapha's map choice. We'll be moving on to a map where he can become k1llsen Jackie now.
Yes, he can, and hopefully that actually lets him get back into the game a little bit more, because his rail, I think it's fair to say, over the course of this event, has possibly looked like one of the best rails we've seen. Like, he has just been, all right, fair enough. I mean, look at that. What was that? Oh, Dan. Yeah, I mean, hopefully the rail gets him back in the game, but if rapha's doing this sort of stuff and just styling on him, then maybe not.
Maybe not, but, you know, if you go out there and you hit 60, 70, 80% rail. There's very little that strategy can do to get you into a game. And that's the challenge here for k1llsen, is he needs to turn it on. And if he can turn it on, he's absolutely got a shoe in to take maps off rapha, as Razy did earlier. And rapha said it himself. What am I meant to do when Razy was hitting those kind of shots? So that's what we need to see from k1llsen.
Yeah, well, you were saying right in the pregame, obviously, out aiming your opponent is a big part of being able to get an upper hand against rapha. Coming into it on Corrupted Keep, rapha, he just did what he does best. Played the basics so well, consistent control, was just choking k1llsen out, didn't let him get any items, didn't let him get anything to give himself an edge into fights. And rapha was also hitting some pretty tasty shots as well, which always helps.
Exactly. And he was willing to die to take those items away from k1llsen, because it means he can respawn with a bigger stack, faster movement, and just get into the face of his opponent consistently, to a point there where that pressure was really overbearing, and then he took full control and was able just to cycle the map. k1llsen tried to avoid that for the first few minutes, realized it wasn't working out, and then rebutted that with his own pressure. But as they went blow to blow, rapha started coming out on top, and you can see the scoreline from here, 7 minutes in, started to escalate.
Yeah, this one suddenly bloated uncontrollably for rapha. He was filling up like a balloon with the amount of kills he was picking up, and k1llsen just getting mullered. Some of the plays were crazy as well. I don't know how he made the Pika look so trivial.
Some of the facial expressions k1llcam pulls out is entertaining though. I do enjoy some killy cam.
Oh mate, always. He's got the best reactions in the Pro League. I think that's a fact.
Yeah, need a mini compilation of that for after the event.
Just for your own personal use.
If you like. But yeah, we're moving on now. Let's just forget that map. It's not his best. He admits that. He can play it extremely well, but I think rapha's shown that that's rapha's keep now. Yeah. He is unmatched on it as it goes in terms of tempo.
He's just so good on it, and that's obviously without BJ being in the mix as well. Still, fantastic play with the saw lag. It looked nice. The spit was used so nicely. Coming up next, though, of course, Awoken. Entirely different map. Far smaller in terms of the engagements we're going to see. We get the rail back out as well. We're looking at Nyx and Ranger.
Yeah, with Nyx, you're generally going to want to play a ranged rail heavy game. So obviously that's what k1llsen wants to do. It's a bit more of an unusual pick in the current meta because you have to play a bit more reserved. But you can take that tempo to them if you feel you're in control and you have that Ghost Walk in your pocket. It's going to be very difficult to go up against rapha and the way and the tempo he will want to set. So I am a little bit fearful for k1llsen on this map for sure.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with it. I would agree. I think no matter what, it's always going to be a hard matchup, especially with rapha's form. Just over the past, 6 months, he has looked so crazy. He's normally unbeatable as it goes, but he's been on his god mode recently. We're in, though. We're back into Awoken. Second map in the series. If k1llsen picks this up, he can take it 1-1, and already he's using the weapon that will give him an edge here. Whoa, coming in big with that railgun, chaining them together. Hasn't missed the trick yet, but does give up the mega, but it won't matter. Look at rapha's HP, Daniel.
He will be going down, and k1llsen gets first frag of the map. Using that railgun, he was 3 for 3. Just missing one now. rapha's spawned in a very precarious situation. Has to rocket jump away using that Ranger passive. He's there early for the heavy. And unfortunately, k1llsen doesn't connect this time, but can make his way across to the Mega, which was delayed by rapha. So the Ghost Walk comes out and k1llsen's retreat.
Oh, anything you can do, I can do better. rapha, he pulls out the railgun, and both of them are now locked into a sniper showdown. Lots of damage coming out. Under the first minute, we've already had a frag apiece. The unzoomed rails as well, connecting k1llsen. He's nearly dead. If rapha spots him, he should be able to leave him brown bread. He will do so with the MG down. And
that's the issue. No Ghost Walk up, you just become so vulnerable. He can't lose concentrate for a second. He picks up the heavy and a rail. Ready to fight, but rapha's going to be pushing in with the orb, and a big rocket to the face, and k1llsen just disintegrates.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how pissed off do you reckon he was off the back of the free chain rails to start off? Because it looks like he's just instigated some kind of ridiculous aggression from rapha. Issue is, k1llsen fights fire with fire, shuts him down, and at least puts the Ranger in his place for a few seconds. It's a 3-2 split. So much blood has already been spilt on this map. The water is looking crimson red. We've got so much time for this game to give us more.
Absolutely, and k1llsen going in with the aggressive Ghost Walk. rapha does realize it, but he's guessed wrong, and that rail combo, rapha actually gets bounced on the jump pad. k1llsen missing the follow-up and misses out on the item as well, so might try with one more peek, but doesn't want to fully commit here. Just wants to keep his distance, and now needs to bide some time for that Ghost Walk as well.
Finally, probably the biggest downtime we've had between these two on the map so far. The rails again coming out, though. Piping hot from k1llsen. rapha trapped towards middle. Playing on the high ground, leaps around with the LG, but the LG of k1llsen's hitting so much more here. The angle favor him. He'll also win out on control of the Mega, so his stack is going to be in a great place off the back of that. Tried to land the shot through the teleporter, but no success on that one.
We can see the strategy so far for k1llsen is just to use that heavy as a bit of a bait for rapha. Now he notices it's free, he is going to push in for it. rapha won't commit for this one, and k1llsen is very, very content playing the range game. Aggressive Ghost Walk once again, he's got timing, but he's actually going in for the chase. rapha knows it, the orb comes out, and the orb is good. 9, says k1llsen.
He probably said something a lot more rude than that, especially that time, Dan. Oh, I probably started with a B and ended with a T. I don't reckon he's going to be too happy with how this game's going. 3 frags up now, rapha. We're only 3 minutes in, by the way. Don't adjust your Twitch chat. Oh, because this game is just giving us so much. k1llsen running in with the rail. The shot he pulled out for the backstab, Dan. k1llsen low. Darts his way over towards Mega. It's up in 4 seconds. They're going to have a fight for control of it. From middle, he hits the shots. Timing not working out too well. As rapha, he was bunny hopping his way past. It won't matter, though, as the rocket to rail transition is so good.
Yeah, and at the minute, the Nyx is not looking the best pick as k1llsen is really struggling in these close combat engagements. rapha's doing a good job of closing the distance, and k1llsen, you can see he needs to fight, but the stack isn't there, and that's the problem with the light champion. You cannot play without items. And rapha's now adjusted to this rail game and is limiting the angles of k1llsen.
Crazy bit about it is, as well, as it kind of feels like rapha's obviously just giving k1llsen a taste of his own medicine, right? Playing towards the middle of a map on Awoken, listening out for the audio cues, just rinsing him when it comes to the map control. How many times have we seen k1llsen do this on a Nyx, and now he's just having it done back to him?
I mean, rapha's tripling the item pickups of Nyx, and you don't always need items as a Nyx, but rapha's doing such a good job of forcing confrontations. k1llsen is just struggling. He's got a long time to go, but 6 frags against rapha, that's a mighty big task.
Straight in with the LG as well. Ghost Walk in play. k1llsen using it to make his move back over to middle to dire orb. Engagement! Hello! This is looking bad! It's looking very good for rapha. A bit of rough and tumble. And there's the next kill, chaining it together with the lightning. Oh, damn. What's going on?
rapha's turned up to play. He says, ZSX, you said k1llsen's going to take this close. I disagree with you. And he's showing us, don't pick Nyx against me on this map. It's such a difficult pick to perfect. And rapha is using the full, extensive skill set the Ranger has to offer, showing us he can play and aim just as well as k1llsen can.
Drop down. No, you can't. He's already dead, rapha. Let him rest, man. Oh, despicable use of the dire orb. Up on top of the ledge as well. No, surely he doesn't somehow turn this around. Holding on, fighting through the waterfall. What is going on? Eventually he'll die. Oh,
I didn't even know that was a space.
Mate, this is just absolutely lunacy. The peak's coming back in with the rail as well. k1llsen trying his best with a weapon that has been his biggest asset the entire tournament, but it's doing nothing to bail him out right now. He's normally such a good Nyx player as well, but you wouldn't think so by looking at him. He's not been able to play comfortable. He's not been able to get into any kind of groove. No items. Pretty much every item has gone the way of rapha. Oh, it's so rough.
I mean, this is the reason why Nyx is rarely picked at a pro level now. She's so hard to pull off at this level. This is why heavy champions and speed are so highly valued. You can just absorb the map, absorb damage. You have to play a perfect game as a Nyx, and as well as k1llsen's playing. Look at all these shots. He's had to hit 4 or 5 in a row, and rapha's still walking. He may be a dead man walking, but he's still walking.
All right, well, here's the rail shots we expected to see. The German man starting to go for some glorious flicks. and a few of them are inflicting damage onto rapha. Ready as well. This time on a great angle. Good read. The audio plays off perfectly, and the rocket detonates rapha. The big factor is you look up at the time, and that's the third person on the server. That's what's going to be beating onto the mind of k1llsen. Tries to use the Ghost Walk to split him from the inside out. The Dire Orb, get away though. Oh, the yin and yang fight of the active abilities down, working so much better for rapha.
Yeah, the orb usage has been impeccable, as we would expect once again. Repositioning, burst damage is all coming out of rapha's playbook. And the Ghost Walk hasn't played a major role as rapha's consistently second-guessed where he's going to go and how he's going to use it. He's trying to take a fight. The rail is good, but look at the stack. He's just not there. Picks up the heavy, but he desperately needs help.
It's such a good game from the both of them. It's just the fact that rapha pulled off so many unbelievable frags into the first couple of minutes that it's just so hard for k1llsen. Muddying the timing here, trying to play for an advantage, wanted to do more damage before he got the mega, but rapha won't reveal himself. We've got 10 seconds till heavy's up as well, so that's a lot of time just slowly ticking by on the clock. Finally, a rail being missed as well from k1llsen as he'll peek out on that one. Does rotate perfectly though,
Nice
caught
read.
him and kills him.
And this is the tempo k1llsen wants to play at when he's in control. But this is the same story we saw last map. k1llsen's done quite a lot more damage than rapha. He just had no items to work with. And so every fight is far more efficient for rapha to take, and he can afford to take these riskier engagements. And k1llsen's done exactly what we said he needs to do. He needs to hit lots of rails. He needs to use lots of rails. But it's just not enough.
Alright. I mean, k1llsen, he's not dead yet. Or at least if he was, he's reanimated. That's going to hurt him, though. He's probably lost a leg off the back of the rocket. There is only about 70 seconds left onto this one. The rail is crazy crisp, but he's still got to back it up with more, and he needs to chain them back to back. Knows he's coming towards Banana, ready on the front door of it, but he misses the rail. The LG will take him down, and I think this sinking ship has sailed down. I think it's gone.
I think you're right, my friend. 45 rails fired by k1llsen, 15 by rapha. You can see the strategy from rapha. I want to fight you up close and personal. I want to close the gap, and that's what he's done consistently and well. Some really, really nice players coming out from k1llsen at the end, but unfortunately it's been too little too late for the German.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a rough map for him. There was potential this could have gone 1-1. Looking at the veto, it felt like this was definitely more a favourable turf for him, but the Nyx pick, normally a champion that he's so proficient on, just getting schooled by rapha. Didn't allow him to make any use of that light champion. And this will be 2-0 up for rapha now. It's a best of 5, but it means you need to reverse sweep rapha to close it out. Good respect there from rapha. They pulled out the gauntlet, but he's a nice man. He's a nice man, Dan. He's not going to use it.
Oh, that's cute, isn't it?
It is quite cute.
Respect. But yeah, reverse sweep rapha. Oof. I wonder what odds you would get on those with your Twitch points. Quite a lot, I imagine.
Quite a lot, yeah. Probably quite high. Oh,
he's only lost like one map in 9 months, so
yeah.
to lose 3 in a row. Don't think so.
No, not at all.
But we are moving on to Deep Embrace, where we got a scale bearer against a Keel. Now that, no matter what happens, it's going to be juicy.
I think that is probably a nice little nightcap to the series, even if rapha does shut it down. At least we get that no matter what, right? Because just in terms of the champion picks and the map, it's going to be crazy. I think there's no other way to say it. Also, you know, obviously Wheat was saying that that's probably the map he's going to lose, Dan. No faith in the scale bearer. I think this is where the scaly squad can come up.
Oh man, what does Wheat know? He's only been around 30 years, so...
Oh yeah, no idea. I mean...
31?
31!
Sorry, thanks production.
There you go.
It's in my head. Anyway, rapha's just looking and so good. I genuinely thought k1llsen had a chance. Once again, the brilliance of rapha is that he goes into these series with a leg up because strategically he's just levels above the rest of the scene. k1llsen got outpicked once again. But even outside of that, the way he plays the map is then always on point.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't question these decisions that rapha's making.
His understanding for the game is just unbelievable, man. Like on the micro level, on the macro level, it's just so good how much he understands, how he needs to make the plays. And I think this is the one time we looked at it and didn't think he'd actually like won out, I'd say, on the veto, right?
But I mean, looking at these stats, it just shows you how efficient Rapha plays.
Yeah.
He did like over 1,000 damage less than k1llsen, took twice as much health. It's because he takes the right fights. He then goes and restacks, regroups, and goes back in again. And it's just relentless wave after wave after wave pressure until you cave in. It's just unbearable.
Just always the high percentage plays. Like he's so good at calculating when a fight is right to take, and it's backed up by the stats. It's backed up by the fact that he's now 2-0 up. This is the veto, though. This is what's left to go, potentially, of course. We know for a fact we're going to see Deep Embrace. That's up next. But it's up to k1llsen. It's up to the German himself to forge his path to the final and win 3 maps back-to-back. 3 maps back-to-back against rapha, Dan, who's only lost 1 map in, the past, 7 months or something. So it's going to be so hard.
Yeah, it is so hard. At least the picks are nowhere near as uneven as they were on that map. And even the first map, as I said, I did fancy this Sword for sure. Scale versus Kill is an interesting matchup. You got some free damage coming out on both sides of the coin there. Don't know how Scale's going to play out on Deep Embrace. It's a rather unusual one. It's going to be clowny. It would slightly favour the Kill, but I love my Scale Bearer. I do love my Scale Bearer.
Well, I suppose it's also just obviously, Rapha's behind it. So if anyone's going to give us a bit of a lesson in how to use it, this would probably be the time. So get your reading glasses on, everyone. Strap in for this one. Tell your friends if they're curious and to how to get a 101 of playing Scale Bearer on Deep Embrace, because I'm sure we're all going to learn a thing or two from this one. It's up for k1llsen, though, to try and become the teacher, Dan, and turn the roles on their head if he wants to. Kill's been good. We've seen some great plays with the pineapples in the past in this map. There's a lot that makes it look usable. I just really want to see this one. I have no idea, honestly. I have no question going into this.
Fortress of the Deep, that famous metal #1 hit is what we're going into. Deep Embrace. Starting off over on the Scale Bearer himself. Already on the charge. He's actually going to catch k1llsen from behind. He gets bonked back with one pineapple. This is a little bit awkward, as he's just going to hold it out here. k1llsen's only got a rail there, and rapha just boops him.
He did, but not on the nose. Ooh! Hello, hang on a minute. This one's quite on the nose for k1llsen. Very naughty. Look at that. Back to a 1-to-1 split already 30 seconds in. He can chill on his nest egg of a mega health that will be coming up as well. Rapha has the opportunity to grab the heavy, though, and he will. Slides his way over towards it. I think he's been spotted out there by k1llsen towards the high ground. Looks like he has heard him as well, though. At least knows what he's up to. He has the rail to work with, but switches back to the HMG. Fires off the quick rail. That one won't land. He's looking a bit jumpy as well, Dan.
Yeah, we can see k1llsen just standing on mid-ground. He's actually there. The Thundering Crews come charging in. He's actually not got a lot to work with. He's trying to run away. See, now concedes the high ground, but rapha still on the chase, using the speed of the Scale Bearer, but gets rejected by a pineapple rail combo. And that to the chops is rather painful. k1llsen from above, but doesn't use the rail, instead favors HMG, and rapha still alive for now.
Okay. k1llsen getting into the game. He's got that lead to work with now. Very slim, but at least a lead. A couple of the near misses with the rails, though, are coming back to haunt him. At least he hit the follow-up and had time to make this more daunting. Oh, the plasma, though, will punish him as rapha hits the shots that matter most, takes k1llsen down when he was weak, when his HP was in a crippled position, and finishes him off back to a 2-to-2 split at the 2-minute mark. Pineapple's going out to deny any aggression from the big bull, but the bull rush is called in, and he flattens him.
Oh, he got squished. And rapha is on the rampage right now, fully stacked, and k1llsen on the run, going to hide out for this heavy as he desperately needs an item to work with. Just trying to play that rail game once again, but rapha doesn't want anything to do with that. He's trying to close the gap. He's just standing on the item. And he actually kills him with a bit of the overrush. Oh, but he hasn't hit the heavy. Not sure if he just heard k1llsen spawn and backed off. Either way, k1llsen gets a free item.
So he gets the heavy out of it, and rapha made it to the mega, so at least it's not a situation where both of the items are gone, but they do split them. Other than this, he was pretty much in great control. Bull rushes his way through so much LG, hits the follow-up rail as well. Off the back of the spawn, he's got that ludicrous starting stack to work with, but he's stopped dead in his tracks by k1llsen. It's not enough, though. It was close, Dan, but no cigar.
Nothing stops a bull rush, Yaki.
Apart from if you trip over. That would probably stop it. rapha not tripping over here, though. k1llsen. Trying to get
Nice
the best
shot
out
down.
of this. Yeah, cleans him up on that one. He was ready for it. We do go 5-4.
Yeah, and there's a long time for the heavy as well. I mean, k1llsen gets time to set up shop, make his way over to the rail, which he desperately wants. Actually, Rocket jumps up and over, lands on the pillar. rapha's there, and rapha's doing damage with that nail gun.
k1llsen is being put up against the wall like a poster at this point. Hello, Mary Poppins makes an appearance, though, as rapha sent flying, sent running as well, but runs straight into his death as k1llsen shuts him down with the LG. Still only a frag behind, but he can close that gap quite quickly, especially if he's hitting shots like this. The rail with a big 90, ready for more. Sees him above him. The rocket comes in, doing 80, trying to hit the follow-up. Look how low rapha is. 4 seconds till heavy's up, so he needs to hit the shot. He does with clutch timing and gets the item.
k1llsen's on a bit of a roll here. rapha needs to go in and try and neutralize that stack. That's why he's going so aggressive off the spawn with the lightning gun. He does a lot of damage, but the Meg is just about to spawn, and k1llsen can sweep up this light as well, so he's going to look very pretty still. But I don't expect this pressure to stop from rapha, as he needs to know how much damage he has to do just to make sure k1llsen is restrained. And the bull rush comes in once again, he can hear it, but he runs into a wall! That's not where you want to go!
Oh, k1llsen. For the first couple of maps, it looked like he had his slippers on, but he's taken them off, and he's laced up the size 13s as these big boots are doing damage. Boots him in the face for a trade at the end there. 7-9, k1llsen. He's got a decisive lead over rapha, but we're not even at the 5-minute mark, so this map still has so much more to give us. Rockets fired out back towards Mega. It spawns in, and rapha will grab it, but he pushes straight in. Look at the amount of damage done from the rockets. The shotgun finish, 10-7.
Yeah, this map's not going to slow down. When you spawn with such a stack, they're just going to keep running at each other like two bulls on heat. And rapha, once again, he's only got a nail gun to work with, but that's all rapha wants and all rapha needs. He just wants to keep dealing damage. Sees the bull rush come out, but it's actually to retreat as he goes in for the Mega. Again, just taking away the items.
k1llsen, how has he actually even survived that? Still just playing with the timing as well, and he actually gets the kill! Oh, k1llsen! You madman! He's like a German scientist!
Nice.
Oh, the professor's being taught something by his European counterpart, man! And that's how to use a railgun! Oh, he's really teaching him! He just does not stop!
Feeling it now!
Stop!
He's in the groove. This is k1llsen at his best. rapha still not stopping. The bull rush comes in. He actually bypasses k1llsen and says, hello, that's an item for me. Thank you. And he's back in the game. Now the question is, what can rapha do with this position of advantage? He's got a little bit of stat to work with and all the weapons he needs. Can he find the big kill?
God. This is it. Sinkera, if you're watching, thank you so much for this map. It's given us some of the best games of Quake, and this is certainly one of them. 13-8, 6 minutes in. rapha, if he wins this, if he brings it back, he can still shut down the series, but k1llsen is giving it his all! Nutmegs him to jump on top, and k1llsen goes down to rapha's LG.
Didn't want to do some hopscotch over rapha there. That was pretty unfortunate for the German, as rapha is slowly clawing back this deficit. Still 3.5 minutes to go. It feels like we've been in this map for a day or two. Action-packed, and the rails from k1llsen are good. Does miss that one though, but still hitting just shy of 60%. And now rapha has a little bit of a consolidated stack to work with, which means expect him to come thundering in once again. And there you go. Those hooves are coming, and he gets booped into the shotgun. Tasty damage.
Big plays from the big gun. 3 kills still to find though, and he's taking pineapples to the face, but the issue is he doesn't like fruit salad, Dan. He's gonna die to k1llsen. 14-10. He still has an edge, but it's been getting closer. rapha has been bringing it back. He's been making this scale pick work. k1llsen has all the pineapples in the world though, and he can afford to grind the time out now. We're getting towards that position. We're almost at 8 minutes. If he just delays, avoids, and wastes time whilst doing this much damage with his rail, there's a big possibility we could be going to another map.
He's Definitely in prime position, and that's all he needs to do is hit everything, and that's what he's doing. Just in time for a free mech. He's also got lots of time now to head over towards the heavy. You can bet your bottom dollar that rapha's going to be making an appearance over there as he has a rocket to work with. He's up high, and he just wants to k1llsen the gap once again, but this time k1llsen's doing a good job of evading and railing. He's also now going to be able to sweep that heavy away from rapha's grasp as well. The bull rush comes out, but that was not the best of the bull rushes that I've ever seen. k1llsen just a bit greedy with the rail, actually eating one because of it, but he is in position to take this map, Jackie, if he does what you just said.
2k damage, 55% rail accuracy for 6 frags with the weapon. You can't blame him that he didn't really want to switch off it. He's just giving everyone a true taste of what he can produce with this gun. Peeking round again, rapha. Oh, he's just getting destroyed. Rail after rail. k1llsen is here, and he doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to be going to another map, and that's how it looks like it's going to go down. The rocket straight in again. The flick is disgusting, and the rocket was a nice way to round that out. 18 to 10 down, and he's still hitting rails.
He's still going. The big man don't stop. Wants to get that big old 20 just to make himself feel a little bit better, but whichever way it goes down, he's going to win this map, and he's going to be mightily happy for that, to buy himself a lifeline in this series to take it to 2-1.
When does it end? What are we looking at now? 60% accuracy for basically 3k damage done with the rail. k1llsen, he has gone all out here on Deep Embrace. A hell of a map.
Nice.
If he can get himself a nice 19th, I think he'll be happy. But no matter what, this map is over.
Yeah, I think the two morals of this story is we should see scale kill every game we play, and I don't really want to see DJ Wheat's smug face right now.
I know. The head of the k1llsen gang, getting one over all the scaly boys. Is rapha not going to be able to pull it off here? But the best bit about it is, Dan, it means we get more out of this series, mate. It's not a 3-0. At best, it has to go 3-1, so there's more to come.
There is more to come, and k1llsen looking mighty fine on that map. You know, give him an even pairing of champions, give him a rail, and that's what you get. So hopefully now we've got more even matchups coming. We'll see more action like that.
I'd hope so. I genuinely would, because that was so good to see. It was also worrying as well, right? Because with the Knicks, although we saw some of those rails, they were nowhere near as consistent. He just wasn't able to get into a groove to put the rail to use. Here, it was non-stop rail city.
Yeah, it was perfect aim, really, from start to finish. The decision-making was there. I mean, it was just carnage, really. And that's where k1llsen really strives, because it's an aim fight at the end of the day. He was timing well, he was positioning well, he did significantly more damage than rapha, and at the end of the day, he just was outplaying him by taking much better positions up top. Rapha tried to, again, throw his body at him, tried to close that gap, and it was working out. But much like we saw against Razy earlier on Awoken, as soon as that tactic starts to slide, and k1llsen got a little bit of solid control, he was able to capitalize upon that and get a few clean frags in a row and extend the scoreline to a point where rapha was done for.
Just the amount of highlight frags as well out of the railgun he actually had in that was crazy. Some of the like tiny pixel shots. k1llsen must be inside his monitor, Dan. He probably smelt rapha before he saw him with some of the flicks he was hitting. Just crazy, crazy plays. I hope we get more of that. I hope it keeps up, because you can see it on the replays. It was just filth.
I really, really had fun casting that. I'm sure you did, and everyone actually noticed that.
I was quite excited. I don't know if you could tell. It was a good map. I love Deep Embrace, mate. We get the best games, honestly.
So good, so good. Kudos to whoever made that map, for sure.
Shout out Sinkera, a living legend. Blood Covenant coming up next, though, and this is where the legacy of these two will continue to. Anarchy for rapha, Visor for k1llsen. What are you thinking about this, Dan? What's Blood Covenant screaming to you?
Screaming to me that rapha, again, wants to play with a little bit of a tempo with that Anarchy. k1llsen, he needs to use that rail. He's got a visor, he's not as quick, so it's all about positioning, but that's where k1llsen can shine. You know, take up residency up by the rocket launcher on the bridge, patrol it with the rail, slow the tempo down and manage choke points. If you can do that and it can time well, absolutely, once again, it's a much more even pairing than we saw on the Awoken.
Yeah, I think it should be closer. I don't know if we're going to get what we saw in Deep Embrace. I think that was just a once-in-a-lifetime affair. But Blood Covenant, for what it is, we can see some really nice plays coming out. k1llsen, I think, has a little bit of an edge in terms of visor. I'd say that I feel like he does, because obviously with the rails on point as well, if you've got a built-in wall hack, as well as the fact that he basically is a human wall hack, it'll probably help him hit a couple more. And if he's hitting 60% anyway, Dan, it should be quite gory.
It should be as well, yeah. Got to make sure he also picks up those time vials, but there's something that can be coveted by rapha as well, given that he needs to use that inject as regularly as possible. It's going to be an interesting matchup, for sure.
No, it will be. It will be. Definitely tweet this one out. Let your friends know, hashtag Quake Pro League. If they're not a fan of Quake, they will be after this series. So get them in here. Tell everyone, we're going into Blood Covenant. This is going to be a big map. It's the 4th in the series. It had to be a reverse sweep for k1llsen. When we said that on Awoken, it didn't look likely. Now, I'm thinking it's doable.
I think so. I think it's definitely doable. This map is going to be even. I don't expect it to be a whitewash either way. It's going to come down to the strategy, and I know it's a boring comment, but if k1llsen can hit as much as we know he can hit, that's going to make sure he can take this map. If he doesn't, then he's not going to win it.
Well, it's a big difference maker. Like, it's why we put so much emphasis on it and we talk about it so much, right? Because it is a huge part of his game plan. The railgun is effectively like one of his arms. He doesn't have a left and a right arm. He's a left arm and a rail arm.
I could see that happening.
Oh, yeah. It makes it really hard for him to drink, but, you know, that's why I go around there and I'll just feed him some water, keep him hydrated. But we are in, Dan. We are ready to see where this one is going to go. rapha taking on k1llsen. This map has so much emphasis on it.
k1llsen actually gets both major items. I'm not entirely sure how that happens on rapha's POV, but, you know, can't ask for a better start. Compromises, he has no weapons to work with, so he's actually lost all of his stack. But either way, he made sure that rapha didn't get them. They are going to trade now, but rapha knows the heavy was taken first, so will make his way back across towards the megas. Even going to push it. k1llsen's already in the choke point, but a big rocket coming out from the German to repel the American aggression.
Eject being pulled out as well. Arrives just in time to hold him back towards rail. Knows exactly where he is, and the consistent barrage, the bombardments of rockets that are coming in, put a lot of pressure on k1llsen. Time's being wasted as well, Dan. We've got 3 seconds until that heavy's up. rapha's up on top of the bridge. He can muddy the timing on this as much as he wants to as well, and then just swoop down to get it.
But notice the emphasis rapha's placing on this side of the map to protect that rail pickup. As long as k1llsen doesn't have it, he can roam the map free and play this rail game. So he's repositioned now to try and pick away at k1llsen. He also then quickly work his way back over to protect the rail. It's a really difficult position for k1llsen to be in right now because he can't actually do anything without that item, without that weapon. So rapha will... His strategy is to consolidate bridge, make sure k1llsen doesn't get a rail, and if he does, he can be punished for it.
Inject pop, speed being used, gets over there, rocket goes out, mega's up, trying to stop him from getting onto it, but he will grab it. rapha in a bad spot when it comes to stack. k1llsen has the high ground as well, but he's not using it, not peering
He also
over.
get a free rail now.
Yeah, scared about the fact that he would have taken a rail to the face himself. Actually, he holds down. He plays on the angle, setting up a trap.
That was actually really smart because rapha would have assumed that he would have gone straight for the rail, but setting up a trap, as you say, didn't work out, but he's still in position now. He's got that rail to work with. Big rocket! Actually switches to the lightning and maybe going to switch to the rail. Either way, some free damage. And now he's really in this game. He's got all the tools he needs. Popping. That piercing sight. He's caught rapha, but the rocket isn't there. Instead, double rail missing.
What?
3 missing.
The misses coming out. A cacophony of errors from either one of them. Both of them looking mortal for the first time in this series. That could have been a frag for either one of these players. But we're still 0-0 coming up to the 3-minute mark. He knows where he is. The rocket flick goes up. Oh, this is tense, Dan.
If k1llsen just hit a couple of these rails, he's missed another one as rapha comes bursting through. rapha hitting his rail now. It's been a jittery start from both of these players. Good strategy, but not good execution so far. But k1llsen, this is going to be his strategy. Trying to play this high ground up on the bridge because he's got perfect vision, he's safer. But he's just not executing, he can't hit a rail.
Oh, man. This is such a stark contrast to what we had on Deep Embrace in terms of the rails, but the rockets are going to get all the love. There's a big plays made from rapha, drops down on top of him and buckles him under the pressure of that rocket. Has the timing as well for the heavy. k1llsen, he's over by Mega. It's up, and he'll grab it.
And rapha now will retreat to just working the rail side of the map again. He's quite happy not to take the Mega if it means k1llsen doesn't get a rail. rapha's got an inject to work with if he needs it.
rapha Has to push up. He only had the one rail, so we needed to get more. Fires off, but they're all missing. Look how low he is. Yes, the light will give him at least a little bit of more sustainability, but he is covered in bruises, black and blue all over, and he'll be left in a puddle of red if he's not careful. k1llsen wants to squish him.
Yeah, k1llsen's going back for the heavy. rapha's there, he takes a big rocket, the inject comes out, he's still incredibly low. k1llsen raining down a machine gun from above, but hits himself! Oh, that's painful. He had rapha on the ropes, and rapha's still pushing in. k1llsen's there, and there's a big rocket!
Oh no.
Seething in pain.
Oh mate, this hurts. This really hurts. rapha. 6 seconds until heavy comes up. The near miss on the rail. k1llsen finally hitting one that's going to do a lot of damage. Buckling rapha here. He's got to wait it out. He can't go for the wide swing back over towards heavy. He's trapped. And k1llsen knows this, coming in with a rocket. Doesn't hit it though, Dan. He will get the heavy, yes, but he loses out on the mega. rapha gets the light as well. Actually, come on, is he going to go for this?
Wow, he drops. And k1llsen's there to swoop up the items. rapha is really on the ropes. He's used the inject. k1llsen knows it. So rapha's going to be weak now.
5-minute warning.
Look how many. He's used 7 injects already this game. Just keeping it on cooldown, trying to build that stack as much as he can. Make sure he's taking those vials away. k1llsen popping the piercing sight as much as he can as well. Oh, but his rails are just not connecting. 23% this map already. If he was hitting a few more, it would definitely be tied up.
LG knocking on the door. It's rapha that's arrived. k1llsen, he's not a fan of cold callers though. Doesn't want him coming in unsolicited, so he hits him with a rail to try and show him where the exit is. rapha on the big rotation back over, up at the bounce pad and lurking now, listening out. Pre-fires as well, in case k1llsen's going to come running in through the teleporter. Beautiful peek with the rail. That's one he needed to land. A bit of an awkward encounter between the both of them as well when it comes to pulling out the right weapons, but k1llsen actually takes so much more damage because of it.
Big defensive rockets from rapha there, crucial. Gives him an opportunity now to move into the mega. Does hit his rail. k1llsen missing once again. Oh, does escape as well. Oh, this is so tense now. Moving in, but rapha spotted him. He knows he's low on ammo. And the lightning gun is good. k1llsen. Long uphill battle.
Doubly hard as it was just mere seconds ago, but he's almost found himself an opening pick. Issue is that rapha with the inject and the heavy gives himself so much stack and so much confidence to start fighting back with that MG. He's handy with a steal, comes in and knows how to regulate the situation. Shotgun to the face, k1llsen feeling ill.
That use of air control, so powerful. You can just rocket jump up aggressively and you're instantly on the mega. Can only use Athena like clap. And this map now, it's spiraling out of control. There's 2 more frags. Should be another one here. If rapha wants to push his advantage without an inject, he probably will just retreat to pick up some items. And poor k1llsen has not a lot to work with as rapha's going to come charging back here with a couple of big rockets. He picks up the mega, but what cost? It's going to be another frag.
If the game wasn't won off the back of the 4th kill, it feels like it has been now. 5-0 up. It's been so hard for either one of them to be able to actually get themselves in to find kills on this map. They've been starving each other out and playing very slow, methodical Quake. Issue is, though, rapha, whenever the opportunity presented itself, just was that percentage better. And now 5 kills up, Dan. He's looking to make it an even bigger split between them. Doesn't actually go as cleanly as he wanted to, but k1llsen is low, sprints his way back over towards mega. The rail's going to hit, and he's trapped on a corner. Luckily, rapha rotates out the other way, but this still means it's 8 minutes with 5 kills up for the American, who's hitting rails as well.
He is hitting rails as well, and he's hitting more rails than k1llsen himself, and that's not a good sign when your strategy is based on railing.
LG winning out there. I suppose what's also quite rough about it, Dan, you think about what? Like the first couple of minutes, rapha put so much pressure on the side of the map with rail that k1llsen never felt comfortable to go over there, right? It was the one time when he pulled off the trap, he actually got it. And that was like 2 minutes in or something.
Yeah, and then we had that kind of sequence of events following that where they both missed multiple rails. Arguably k1llsen missing easier rails and more of them. If just 1 or 2 of those connected, it would have been such a different opening. But they didn't, and that's the unfortunate state of affairs, is that when you're not hitting your shots, you're not getting the items, you're not going to win. So Rapha played that remarkably. Showed some good strategy to work around the rail. And again, made some really smart decisions in pressuring k1llsen on items.
I think the scary bit about it as well is I'm pretty sure this is the first map where rapha's actually done more damage than k1llsen.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was able to just play the control game in the previous maps and win out. So even though k1llsen had more damage than him, rapha took them. This time, he's the one hitting all of the shots. 3.1k to the 2.5 k1llsen's been able to put up, and he's 7 kills ahead. Wants to convert that into 8, and the Rockets will leave k1llsen dead.
Very much GG. Unfortunately, k1llsen will be moving down to the lower bracket, and rapha, as one would expect, moves on to the grand finals.
Yeah, from the upper bracket, throughout his run, dropping 2 maps total. 1 to k1llsen, 1 to rapha. It goes to show that he certainly bleeds, but just not a lot. It's very hard to get through the carapace of this man, as he is so thick-skinned and so damn good at Quake. The GGs are dropped from k1llsen, 10-0. It is wrapped up. He did take Deep Embrace, but he won't take anything else.
Yeah, that was a strong performance from rapha, start to finish. I think, once again, it's just difficult to criticize rapha in anything he does. I think he looked a little bit shaky, likewise as k1llsen did on the start of that map. But there were no questionable choices in terms of the champion picks again, or in the strategical choices. This is why this man is the best in the game at the moment.
Yeah, it seemed like the only errors came out when they both made mistakes at the same time. Other than that, it was flawless. And someone that's always flawless and just pristine is DJ Wheat. He was right about the one map with scale. There he is.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So let me ask you a question. How does the best Quake player in the world not win with Scalebearer and then still people say that I'm wrong? I don't.
It was just a really windy day.
I will rebuttal you with how this is the best Quake player in the world with perfect strategical choices we can't criticize. Pick Scalebearer.
Oh, that was an amazing series. Absolutely loved every second. I still thought it had the potential to go 5. I mean, that last game on Blood Covenant, it was 0-0 for the longest time, and I think I was holding my breath up until that first frag, and then it just seemed like something clicked for rapha. But I mean, let Scalebearer jokes aside, that Deep Embrace game was sick. It was so sick. Dude, k1llsen was hitting the most insane shit ever. It was amazing. I loved it, right? And it's so crazy to think that now k1llsen in the lower bracket, that felt like a finals match, right? And we've got coming up next Cypher versus rapha, and the winner of that going on to face k1llsen. He's got a road to make it back to the grand finals, but once again, we find rapha sitting in the grand finals from the winner bracket. It means he's already up a map, which like the mountain grew. It got higher. It's like every player is climbing up and they're like, oh, we've reached the halfway point. And then it just another mile was added. Completely sick. That was, if that was the finals, I would still be a very happy man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Deep Embrace has been just dope from start to finish. I think every series we've casted has been insane in one way or another on that map. So we're going to see it again for sure, and I love it.
Bro, remember when no one chose Deep Embrace? Like, it was like, no, we don't want anything to, and now it quickly has become, I think, a favorite amongst both fans as well as casters, and it appears like players too. I feel like players must really enjoy playing that one because they keep picking. So wow. Well, great job, you guys. Jackie and ZSX, thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break. No interview. We're going to let the players, rest up. They've got games coming up. When we return, it is the lower bracket, round 6, Cypher versus rapha. Who will win that one to go on to face an incredibly top form k1llsen? We're going to find out when we return. Don't go away. We'll be right back.